Hello guys, welcome to another video in this course. In the previous video, I showed you how to set up and install Node.js on your local machine. Now, in this video, we're going to go a step further to creating a Node.js project. So we're going to create a Node project and also install Express as a package in this project. So we're going to start with that in this video. So I'm going to open my editor, which is already open. So right here, I'm using VS Code editor. Feel free to use any editor of your choice. So it doesn't matter as long as you have Node.js installed on your system. So now I'm going to pull up my terminal, my VS Code terminal, and I have a folder created for this course specifically. It's on my desktop, then inside Express playlist and files. So and here I have 30 files right here right now. The reason being that I have a GitHub repository set up for this project already. So that's why I have a README file, a license, and a Git ignore file right here. So if you're wondering what Git is, or if you have no idea what Git or GitHub is, I made a video on that. I'll leave a link to the video in the description below, so you feel free to watch the video and get up to date. But you don't have to worry about any of these three files. They're just some things that are needed for GitHub. So right now, I'm going to run a command to initialize a node project in this folder. So as I explained in the previous video, that Node.js as a package manager, and we refer to it by the acronym of NPM. So now to create a new node project, I'm going to run npm init. So npm init is it's just me telling Node.js, a node package manager, to initialize a new project in this folder. So I'm going to click on enter. I'm going to press enter and wait while it does that. Okay, so now it's asking me for the name of the package or the name of the file or the projects that I want to create. So I'm just going to call this Express course. Okay, maybe typo there. So Express course, the version, I'm going to leave it that way. The description, leave it that way. Then entry point. Now, this is the first important thing when you are creating a node project. I'm just saying this for just for the sake of those of you guys who are not familiar with Node.js. So if you are initializing or creating a new Node project, you need an entry point to your application or to your project. So this entry point is nothing much, nothing big. It's just the first file that is going to run, that is going to get executed whenever you run or you try to execute the project or run the project. So I'm going to leave mine as index.js. Some people might prefer saying app.js or server.js. Now this doesn't matter, you can change it later on. I'm going to show you how to change it later on after initializing your project. So I'm going to leave this way. For this Git repository, chances are on your PC you might not see a link here right now. This is because right now, like I said, I've initialized the Git repository and I've created a Git repository for this project. So that is why I have a URL here that links to the Git repository. So if you can't find this here, that might be due to the fact that you don't have a repository for this. You don't have to worry. It doesn't affect what we're doing. It doesn't affect the work that we're going to do. So I'm just going to continue with this. You can feel free to put your name as the author, and for the license, you can leave it blank. So now there's the configuration that has been generated for us, and this is going to be saved in a JSON file with the name of package.json. So yes, it asks me if I'm okay with this, and I'm okay with it. So let's go on. So as you can see, I have a new file that's generated for me. It's called the package.json file. Now, if you're new to Node.js, or the package.json file is used to keep track of settings and configuration. So it's mainly a configuration file for Node project. So here you can see things like the name of the project, which you can change here. By the way, you can see the version, the description, which Okay, I know I left this blank when I was initializing the project, but this came from YouTube, from GitHub, sorry, probably from my README file. And I have an entry point which is referred to here as main. So here, if you want to change your entry point to something like app.js here, you can do that here. I'm going to leave it as index, doesn't matter, doesn't affect the work that we're going to do. So we have a script here for tests, which we won't be needing. So, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. Then we have other things. Now, other things are going to be added to this package.json file as we continue during this course, as we start to install dependencies and packages. So you're going to see new things being populated into this file for us. So now the first thing we want to do right now before we install any dependency is that we want to create a new JavaScript file with the name of index.js. Now, if you could recall, we said our entry point or our main file is our index.js. So it is very, very vital that we have a file with the name of index.js. So here I've created a new file, a new JavaScript file with index.js. And let me just test it by saying console.log hello world. All right. So I'm going to clear out my terminal, and to run this file, I'm going to say node index.js. I don't have to type it .js, but you can just put it, doesn't matter, it doesn't hurt. So if you're new to Node.js, this is how we run a file, or this is how we run a file in Node.js. So you pretty much type node, then the name of the file, then it's going to execute. As you can see here, we see hello world. So that means everything is fine with our project. So now we are not here to deal with Node.js. Actually, we're here to deal with Express. Even though I'm going to be showing you some things in Node.js, some basic things, some basic Node.js stuffs, but we are more focused on Express.js. So now we need to install Express because by default it doesn't come with our Node project. So we have to install these packages. Now, any package that we install along with Node is actually stored in a folder called Node modules. So if I install a new package now, you're going to see a new folder here with the name Node modules. It's going to automatically generate that folder. So now I'm going to install Express using npm. Now, once again, npm stands for Node Package Manager. So it is used whenever you want to deal with any package in Node.js. So now, if we go back to the expressjs.com website, we can see the command or the scripts, or can't call this a script, actually a command that we can use to install Express in our Node application or Node project. So I'm just going to paste that. It says npm install Express with a save flag. Now, this save flag or this save is just something that helps Node Package Manager to know that it is required to have this um, package that we're installing right here in our package.json file. So it's going to list it as a dependency so that whenever you copy this work, or maybe you clone it from a repository, or you move it to another person's PC, or you deploy it to your server, it will automatically install these dependencies without you having to do that manually again. So all you need to run then is just npm install, and it's going to install all the dependencies that has been saved in your package.json file. So now npm install express is command telling our node package manager to install a package called express. Now do not worry about this because express is actually the name of the package. So npm is going to automatically search for this file in the npm repository and fetch it for us. So I'm going to run this, and I'm going to wait while it installs. Okay, so I have my express installed for me. And if you can see right here, we have a node modules folder that contains node modules. Now, as you can see, we have quite a ton of folders or subfolders or packages right here in our node modules, while we only installed Express. So here is how that is how Node.js works. It installs the package you're installing, and also all the dependency it needs to work. So these are all the dependencies that Express needs on its own to work. So everything has been installed and um, fetched to our local file. And if you can see here in a package.json file, we have a new field or a new object here called dependencies. So in dependencies now we can see Express and the version. So whenever we want to use this file again, we don't have to copy our node modules. We have to do is run npm install and to automatically install any package or dependency that it finds in this object for us. So now we have Express installed. Let's import it into our JavaScript file. So we're going to do that by using the const keyword and Express. And we're going to import using the require. If you're new to JavaScript, we import packages using the require keyword. So we import packages or we require packages in our document, in our JavaScript document using the require keyword. And in some cases also we can also use the import keyword, but in this case we'll be using require mostly. So now we've imported Express into our document or our file. So what we want to do now is we want to get our server up and running. We want to start an Express server in this video, and in the next video we are going to move on from there. So the first thing we are going to do right now is to instantiate our Express. So we need to create an instance of it. So I'm just going to create another variable with the name of app. Now you can name it anything, you can name it server or whatever you like, but I found out that most people use app to create an instance. It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't affect your code. It doesn't affect the way your code works, but it's just like kind of a common thing that people do. So now we're going to say const app equals Express. So now this creates for us another or a new instance of Express. Now to get our server up and running, to make sure that server listens, we are going to use the function that comes inside the Express, which is now being instantiated as app. So we're going to use the app.listen, and here we need to specify a port. So I'm going to specify a port with which is going to be an integer 8000, and also a callback function. So I'm going to specify a callback function that fires. So here we just want to console the log server running. So here, that's all we're going to do. Now let's test this out in console. So once again, I'm going to run the index.js file. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to configure a script that will automatically undo the running and execution of our files in Node.js. So if I run this file right now, I'm going to see server running. So that shows that our server is running, is now up and running. So this doesn't do anything right now. And for all I know, this might not be clear to you guys. For now, this is just to test that the Express module that we installed or the Express packet that we installed is working and functioning very well. So in the next video, I'm going to fully explain what a server is, how Express is used to create a server, how all this bunch of things that I wrote here is being utilized in our applications. So if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, and also subscribe to this channel if you have not, and also share this video to the people you know and your friends. So I'm going to catch you in the next video.